Hello everybody, my name is Joyce Jo and I'm a senior at Sherman Oaks CES. I go to Antioch Mission Church, which is located in Los Angeles. And for this presentation, I will be talking about the United Nations and the role of non-government organizations in that field. So this year, God gave me the opportunity to attend the United Nations. Through my pastor, I was connected with a Korean NGO organization CEO. The NGO is called Unhappy, and they do many volunteer works outside of Korea. Recently, they built a school in Kenya, and with the CEO, I went with a group of other church members to attend the United Nations events that talked about various problems throughout the world. So the United Nations is an international organization founded in 1945 after World War II. Currently, it consists of 193 member states. The mission and work of the United Nations are guided by the purposes and principles contained in its founding charter. The charter is basically guided by the purposes and principles, or is like the Constitution for the United Nations. In 2015, the United Nations adopted a 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development that includes the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which is listed right there. And based on these goals, the United Nations is discussing solutions for problems throughout the world. Some problems that the United Nations discussed includes women's rights, the roles of NGOs, and children's education. So many prominent people spoke at these events discussing important issues. They were great politicians or directors of a non-government organization who experienced these problems and were making an effort to make a change. For example, at one event, the Assistant Deputy Minister of the Canadian government spoke about different solutions Canada has come up with to help refugee children receive education. So although students interested in politics may know about these problems, other students most likely do not know what the average citizen is enduring or what volunteers face when they go to these war-torn nations. When I attended these events, it was my first time hearing that refugee children miss 700 million days of school. It was my first time hearing that hospitals were being attacked by the government. So many people are suffering in this world which we do not know about. The panelists came up with solutions for these issues. Many talked about building sustainable peace through strengthening of human rights. Others mentioned that the government should be pressured into helping sustain peace throughout the world, and that the government should work with public and private sponsorships to help refugees. All these solutions are viable and show a promising future. Alongside with these solutions that should be undertaken soon, many non-government organizations are already making efforts to raise awareness of the 17 goals and to help people throughout the world. After hearing all this, you may think, what does this have to do with me? These politicians and CEOs seem to have it all under control. It is true that these people have a lot more experience and will provide more helpful solutions. However, despite all this, they lack the gospel. You may think that these people first need education or rights before the gospel. Although it may sound cliche to many remnants in this room, the gospel is the only true answer. From this experience, I listened to renowned people speaking about their ideas. However, after those problems are resolved, more issues that need solutions will arise. In addition, the people in these fields need the gospel more. They are living in the midst of chaos and confusion, being torn away from their families and homes in order to survive. The gospel is not supposed to be merely comfort words for these people, rather it is the true life that they need. While people in America stray away from the gospel because there are too many religions distracting them, many people in other nations are prevented from hearing the gospel at all. So from this experience, I realized that there needs to be more remnants who pursue this field of NGO. In order to fulfill this, remnants must first be aware of what non-government organizations do and the need to share the gospel in this particular field. I pray that remnants will arise and take positions in NGOs so that the flow of the culture can be changed. I am praying that experienced mentors in this field will rise up and guide future remnants to pursue this field through first-hand experience or panels that go into depth about the importance of NGOs and their role in the world. This experience has personally challenged me to view my vision of world evangelism with a broader perspective. I wanted to pursue a career in nursing, but I realized that through this career, I can reach out to more people and share the gospel. For some time, I wondered about how I could share this gospel in the field of nursing. On this trip, I received my answer through the CEO whom I was with. He talked about the works that he does as a CEO of a non-government organization. He aids the people but does not lay open the Bible before them and talk about the gospel. Rather, through his compassion and care, the people in these destitute nations want to learn about the God whom he serves. Without the CEO asking them to, the people naturally open the Bible and read about Christ. As I held on to this, I came to realize that this cannot be done without the work of the Holy Spirit. With this in mind, I held on to being an evangelist as a spiritual watchman who prays for the field of nursing as well as NGO. So this would be the evangelism that Joseph experienced when Potiphar asked, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?" This testimony challenged me to go into the field of nursing with the love and light of Christ. Also, through this experience, I was able to broaden my vision of world evangelism. I am not limited to the region that I am living in. Rather, through the NGO, I will now have opportunities to reach out to the world. Evangelism in the field of NGO can be through various methods, such as being in a position to evangelize to people with power, or just volunteering and helping the people in the destitute nations. So in the worldly perspective, we lack in many things, and pursuing this field may seem a little foolish. However, I believe that God has a plan and vision for the remnants in this field. Thank you.